Okay, welcome back for the next match. We are on the draw again. But our hand is pretty good otherwise. A lot of interaction. Gonna keep it and see what we're up against. This looks like Affinity, which is nice. Deck is pretty popular and it's also a pretty good matchup for this deck. So fairly happy with what we are facing here. And I think actually gonna go for Godless Shrine here, because I think I want both colors fixed, and looking at our hand we're gonna have plenty of things to do with this Godless Shrine, even though it doesn't produce blue, so that's not a problem. Gonna sort these. That is one hell of a keep. Like, what is wrong with Affinity players keeping hands like this? Like, really, in what world does this hand beat anything? Like, literally anything. Unreal, can't believe it. I think I'll take the blast, since we have so much removal and don't want to get cheesed out by a blast. Not sure though. Maybe we should just try and ignore the blast, given that it doesn't kill anything, but he's gonna go for Infect for now anyways, which is fine. We have enough removal to shut down the Infect plan entirely, so he will basically not accomplish anything by dealing us some poison damage. Alright, so given that we know his hand, and I don't really want to spell snare his Vault Scourge, I'm just gonna Zero Visions here, and after that try to hold up spell snare for the later turns. Walter's card is normally not great in this matchup. I'm almost inclined to keep it because all the good stuff he's gonna have is gonna come off the top, and this stops annoying stuff like Edge Champion. So I think I'll leave it on top, given that we have the mana to cast it now. And yeah, I'm also gonna ignore this Signal Pest for now and just kill his Nexuses. For anyone that doesn't know, Nexi is not the plural of Nexus. I thought that for quite some time myself, but it is not the case. Okay, get rid of that guy. Fatal Push, so good. God, it's just absurdly good. Honestly, can't really believe they printed it. Okay, so just a bunch of mostly irrelevant nonsense. Not gonna fetch yet, because if we don't have to deprive, I might just fetch a tapped Watery Grave to give us some more flexibility in our mana. I think given that he now has a bunch of units, we no longer want to ignore the Signal Pest and rather just kill the Signal Pest. And yeah, that means we can Watery Grave pretty safely here. Another land, that's a lot of land. Okay, so I kind of think I want to Snapcaster Zero Visions here to finally find like a threat to pressure him, and also get a threat in play to at least deal some damage. because we don't want to lose this to a bunch of random top decks. More cantrips and more cantrips to dig for what we need. That's fine. Draining Zero Visions isn't the worst thing in the world. Alright. More Nexus action. And let's blow up one of the Nexus, so we don't get under too much infect pressure, and let the Wall Scourge ding us a little more. Another fatal push. We completed our playset. And yeah, I think I'll leave the score on top. Zero Visions again, drawing the sword score. And finally we found a threat. But while we could sword score him and then play our Tasigur, I think I'd rather leave Spell Snare open to not get like punished by a plating and delay Tasigur for a turn instead. Also not gonna use Sword Score end of turn on him, since I'd rather draw the Tasigur naturally and then Sword Score ourselves to potentially hit a Lingering Souls. And there is already a fairly good Spell Snare target. There would have been an argument for not using the snare and just let it resolve, given that we have removal for it, and just make sure we don't... He doesn't drop like a plating on us the same turn, but it's unlikely that he even has one, because I think he would have tried to play it last turn. But just wanna bring that up, basically. Okay, I think I wanna get rid of the last Nexus to shut off the infect angle for now. Once again, there's an argument to be made to hold on to our last removal as a protection against some stuff. But I rather like to shut down the Nexus before the damage gets too much from it. Okay, drawing another Snapcaster. Sorry about that. Drawing another Snapcaster is definitely a nice thing. And dropping our Tasigur with Deprive Protection and getting in for 2 to slowly and safely carry this game home after this very questionable keep of our opponent. Not to say terrible keep. That definitely makes our game 1 against Affinity a lot easier. Especially when it takes us so long to apply some pressure. But yeah, now we basically have 2 answers for anything he can present, and therefore this game should be basically in the bag. Feel free to trade your Blinkmod Nexus for Snapcaster Mage. I couldn't care less. Like, if he doesn't do anything this turn, I might end of turn Snapcaster, Fatal Push the Wall Scourge to increase our clock and decrease his clock, since we are only at 9 after all. And he only has 1 hand card, which seems to not be a relevant one. So yeah, I'm gonna just Fatal Push this guy That basically increases our clock by like 3 damage effectively, getting rid of the lifelink. And we know he plays Galvanic Blast, so we don't go too low and just randomly die to a Galvanic Blast. We are already in range of 2 Galvanic Blasts, so at least we have Deprive to stop one, so that's good. Okay. Gonna play Lingering Souls. We can safely expose ourselves for one more turn, since like even if he draws a plating, we have Lingering Souls to block the trade with the Ornithopter equipped with a plating to not go too low, or jump block depending on what we prefer. Edge Champion is annoying, something that we would have wanted to deprive for sure, but given that we have Lingering Souls, it's okay. So let's see what he's gonna draw. Steel Overseer, something that we definitely wanna stop with our deprive. And yeah, I think just gonna attack with everything for some damage, since he is gonna take 2 or 4 here. We might just trade for the Snapcaster and go to 5, but that's nice, it makes the work for our 2 tokens here a lot easier, which is kind of the plan. Another Tessigo, exactly what we wanted. This is like the single worst card in the entire deck at this point. But I mean, I guess that's what you get for playing multiple legends sometimes. I'm gonna counter that, because that would completely ruin our plan. Okay, so let's hope he doesn't draw anything too bad and we get some action, and then everything should be okay. This definitely helps our clock. Because next turn we can just attack with both fatties and he needs to jump block in order to not die. Definitely cuts his draw steps short, which is kind of critical when we're out of answers. So getting him to 3 means next turn he is kind of dead if he doesn't draw a unit, creature. And he didn't draw one, so he's dead. Because yeah, he basically blocks here, jumps here, blocks there, and goes to 0. If he doesn't draw a jump blocker for our fatties at least. Okay, so I'm gonna bring in to Disenchant. Another Lingering Souls, Sower, and Tendrils. I'm gonna take out the Thoughtseize. Inquisition might actually be okay. Don't like Denial or Deprive. Pretty clunky. Yeah, I think ultimately we have to shave an Inquisition. Probably gonna shave bows and add the planes, simply to help our 3 and 4 drop heavier curve and reduce the damage a bit, so we don't automatically have to fat shock for white mana. That seems good. Plus, he might be running Blood Moon, who knows. But yeah, post-sideboard this matchup gets a lot better. So if they give us game 1 like that, we should normally not be losing this matchup. Alright, so our hand is not too great, so we're going to mulligan since double angler, no cantrips, and Soa with 2 lands. It's just not a good hand. We're just gonna get our face smashed in with this hand most likely. So I'd rather mulligan to 6. This is much better. Have a little early interaction against his key spells. Fetch land, a cantrip, and 2 lands, so we only need to find 1 land for our Lingering Souls. And we only have 1 angler, since we could scry the other one to the bottom. Alright, so first of all, got a bobble. Having 3 lands for Lingering Souls is nice. Another Lingering Souls certainly doesn't hurt. I'll take that. So we play Polluted Delta without fetching, so that we can still spell snare if we have to, but draw the Lingering Souls that we saw on top. There's the spell snare target I was talking about. Okay, so I think Watery Grave is the right choice here. Gonna spell snare that. That is definitely not a bad top deck with a spell snare. Although it's not the greatest either, since we're kind of busy the next couple turns with Lingering Souls. There's another plating. That's annoying, but as long as all he has is Nexus, that's not too impressive without Lingering Souls. Another plating. That's a lot of platings, but it also means not many more threats, so our Lingering Souls can safely ignore plating equipped Nexuses and just trade anyway. So as long as he doesn't get an Edge Champion into play, we are fine. Edge Champion is like the one card that I'm scared of right now. Because even Master of Ethereum, we have a Fatal Push now. Or anything else that has more toughness than 1. But yeah, Edge Champion would be pretty scary. Please don't Blood Moon us. Basic Mountain makes it a bit more likely that he is running Blood Moon if he runs Basic Mountain and not Basic Island. I guess we double block. He at least plays it fairly smart after keeping so poorly. He makes us trade 2 tokens for Nexus, but that only works once. Then the Nexus is gone. No, he even has a Galvanic Blast. That's not too bad, but not that big of a deal either. Gonna just play the one from hand to use our mana more efficiently, since having white and blue mana left with a Fatal Push in hand doesn't really serve us in any way, so I'd rather play the 3 mana version here. I think this time if he only attacks for 1, oh no, he can instant speed equip now. Was about to say. I'm gonna take the damage, but since he can instant speed equip, I'm probably gonna do the kind of bad trade one more time. Would have been nice to do that block with like Fatal Push open against like potential Galvanic Blast again, but we can't in the foreseeable future, and he's like out of threats basically, so that is pretty nice. So we just drop a couple more Lingering Souls. I think I just flash back both here to use our mana efficiently, get some board, and then spend our time dropping Gormak Angler and using Snapcaster Mage for the rest of the game. his draw was like very weak to Lingering Souls. I mean, the entire deck is pretty weak to Lingering Souls, but his draw in specific was very weak to Lingering Souls. That would be a lot of life gain, but not today. Not today. I'm gonna get rid of it and then just play our Gormak Angler to increase our clock and like attack with 2 tokens just to be safe against like potential Galvanic Blast off the top or whatever. Don't want to get blown out. Plus I want to be able to double block if he draws another Nexus to trade. So that's definitely worth playing around. I think now we can just attack with everything, given that we have Fatal Push. Even double Fatal Push. We just want to end the game quickly, to not give him any chances to draw an Edge Champion in time. Like if he draws it this turn, that would potentially still be enough, but after this turn it will be too late. I think I'm just gonna drop this guy here to make sure our opponent is dead no matter what, even against the Galvanic Blast, since we're gonna kill his blocker before he gets the block. Okay, that should be it. Alright, he's trying to activate his Nexus. And we're just gonna kill the Nexus before it gets the block. And that should be game. And that's it. Magic Online bugging out there once again. This client is so terrible. Okay, and that's it for today's series. That was a pretty quick one compared to usual, largely due to the game win, match win in the second match, where our opponent for some reason just conceded the entire match after losing game 1 to our swarm of tokens. Sorry about that. Hope you still enjoyed the maneuvering in the one game we got to play against him, because I actually got to show nicely like how to manage the resources of that deck and like how to use the few counter spells we have appropriately to defend yourself against an opponent. Alright, this definitely went a lot better than the last couple of brewing video series, as I was hoping, and yeah, Esper Delve is possibly once again a really nice deck. I'm gonna play it more, test it more, see if I can do some further fine-tuning, even though I already really like the list as it is right now, given how much experience and testing I have with this deck. I'm fairly confident in saying that this list should be pretty well rounded for what you're facing these days. There might be some very minor changes that I will do with some more testing, but all in all, list is really good as it is, and give it a try if you enjoy this type of archetype and see how you like it. Alright, that's it for this time. Thanks for watching. Bye.